There are jobs in football that look glamorous from the outside. Strikers score goals, midfielders control games, goalkeepers make heroic saves. But there is one role in football that exists in a permanent state of controlled suffering: the football coach. From the stands, it looks simple. Pick 11 good players, tell them to pass the ball, win the game. In reality, coaching a football team is like trying to control chaos with a whiteboard. Because being a football coach means living inside a world where logic often loses. Patience is temporary, and your entire career can collapse because one defender slipped on wet grass. And once you see what the job actually looks like, you realize something uncomfortable. Being a football coach might be the worst job in the entire sport. Every win is expected. Imagine working in a profession where success is invisible. That's football coaching. If a team wins, nobody celebrates the tactical masterclass. Nobody says, wow, that manager's training structure really paid off. Nobody writes headlines about the brilliance of the week-long preparation. Instead, everyone shrugs. Of course they won. Look at the squad. The striker scored twice. The winger was unstoppable. The goalkeeper made 3 saves. Players win matches. Coaches just stand on the sidelines. That's the public logic. But the moment something goes wrong, suddenly the coach becomes the main character of the disaster. A single loss can erase weeks of good work. A draw against a weaker team suddenly becomes proof the manager has lost the dressing room. And if the team loses twice in a row, the narrative flips completely. Now the tactics are wrong, the lineup is wrong, the training is wrong, the coach is wrong. It's a job where victories belong to the players and defeats belong to you. And that's only the beginning of the problem. You can't control your own players. Imagine being responsible for something you don't actually control. That's coaching. A football manager can design the perfect tactical system. They can spend hours studying opponents, analyzing pressing patterns, adjusting defensive structures, and planning build-up sequences. Everything can be perfect until kickoff. Because once the whistle blows, 11 human beings start making decisions on their own. The striker might ignore the pressing trigger. The fullback might forget to track a runner. The midfielder might attempt a risky pass instead of recycling possession. And suddenly, the entire tactical plan explodes. From the outside, fans scream about bad tactics. But the reality is often much simpler. The tactic worked, the execution didn't. But no one blames the execution. They blame the coach, which means your job depends on something you cannot fully control, the decisions of players in real time. And sometimes those decisions are creative, but it gets worse, because sometimes the chaos doesn't even come from your own team. One mistake can destroy everything. Football is brutally unforgiving. A basketball coach can survive a bad possession. A baseball manager can survive a missed swing. But in football, one mistake can end the entire story. You can dominate possession for 89 minutes. Your team can press perfectly, create chances, and control the rhythm of the match. Then a defender slips. One long ball, one striker threw on goal, one shot, goal. Suddenly everything changes. The narrative flips instantly. The commentators talk about tactical naivety. The pundits question the defensive structure. The fans debate the coach's decisions. But sometimes the entire collapse started with something as simple as a misplaced pass. Football has very few scoring moments, which means every mistake carries enormous weight. And unfortunately, the person blamed for those moments usually isn't the player. It's the coach. But even that isn't the worst part of the job, because sometimes the biggest threat to a coach isn't the opponent, it's their own club. The boardroom is scarier than the touchline. Most fans imagine a coach's biggest enemy is the rival manager. In reality, it's the club director sitting in expensive seats above the pitch. Modern football is a results business, and results are impatient. A coach might need months to implement a new system. Players must learn new positioning, new pressing triggers, new build-up patterns. Teams rarely transform overnight, but club owners don't like waiting. If the results aren't immediate, pressure starts building. First come the rumors, then the headlines, then the meetings. Suddenly, the coach is sitting in a room with executives asking polite questions that sound suspiciously like accusations. Do you still have the dressing room? Are the players responding to your ideas? Is the system maybe too complicated? These conversations rarely end well. Because in football, firing the coach is the easiest solution. Replacing 25 players is impossible. Replacing one manager takes 5 minutes, which means every football coach works under a strange reality. You are always one bad month away from unemployment, even if you won trophies the year before. But the pressure doesn't only come from inside the club. There's another group watching every decision, and they might be even louder. Everyone thinks they're the coach. Football is the only sport where millions of people believe they could do the manager's job better. Fans don't just watch matches, they analyze them, they debate formations, they criticize substitutions, they invent alternate lineups, and they do all of this with complete confidence. After a match, social media becomes a tactical war zone. Someone posts a graphic explaining why the coach should have used a different formation. Another fan explains why the left winger should have started instead of the right. Someone else writes a thread about pressing triggers. The irony is that most of these opinions come from people watching the game on television, from their couch, with a replay button. Meanwhile, the actual coach had to make those decisions life in seconds, while managing fatigue, injuries, tactical adjustments, and emotional momentum. But nuance rarely wins on the internet. Hot takes do, so every match becomes a public referendum on the coach's intelligence. Win and you're a genius. Lose and thousands of strangers suddenly believe they understand football better than you do. But criticism is only half the emotional chaos of coaching, because the other half comes from inside the dressing room. Managing egos is harder than managing tactics. Football teams are not just collections of athletes, they are collections of personalities, and those personalities can be complicated. A dressing room might contain a superstar striker who believes the team revolves around him, a young talent who wants more playing time, a veteran who expects respect, a substitute who feels overlooked, a captain trying to keep everyone calm, a player returning from injury who feels pressure to perform. Every single one of them has expectations. And the coach sits in the middle of all of it. Selecting a lineup means disappointing someone every single week. If the coach benches a star player, it becomes a headline. If they trust a young talent, fans question the decision. If they rotate the squad, someone feels betrayed. Managing tactics is complicated. Managing human emotions is far harder, because sometimes the biggest battle in football happens before the players even step onto the pitch. But if you think dressing room politics are exhausting, wait until the media gets involved. The media never stops talking. Football media is a 24-hour machine. Matches happen for 90 minutes. But the conversation about those matches never ends. Press conferences, post-match interviews, analysis shows, podcasts, debates. Every decision a coach makes becomes content. Why did the team play a high defensive line? Why did the coach substitute the winger instead of the midfielder? Why did the striker look frustrated when he left the pitch? Journalists analyze body language, tactics, and even facial expressions. A single quote from a press conference can become a week-long storyline, and if the results are bad, the scrutiny intensifies. Suddenly, every press conference feels like an interrogation. Every answer becomes evidence. Every sentence gets dissected. Coaches learn quickly that in football, silence is suspicious, but honesty can be dangerous. So they speak carefully. They choose their words like diplomats. Because one careless comment can create chaos in the dressing room, the media, and the fan base all at once. But the emotional pressure of the job doesn't stop when the cameras turn off. Because football coaching comes with another strange reality. Your job security is basically a coin flip. Your career is always temporary. Very few football coaches stay in one job for long. Modern football moves fast. Clubs want instant progress. Fans want instant entertainment. Owners want instant results. And when those things don't happen, the manager is usually the first domino to fall. A coach can build a team for 2 years, develop young players, implement a tactical philosophy, create a clear identity. Then a bad run of 5 matches can end everything. The contract disappears, the project ends, and suddenly the coach is unemployed. It doesn't matter how intelligent they are. It doesn't matter how much progress the team made. In football, time is short and patience is rare, which is why coaching careers often look like strange road trips. One club, then another, then another. Because stability in football management is almost mythical. But despite all of this chaos, stress, criticism, and uncertainty, people still want the job. Why coaches keep doing it? For all the suffering that comes with the role, there is a reason coaches keep returning to the touchline. Because when it works, there is nothing like it. A tactical idea becomes a goal. A training drill becomes a winning move. A team that struggled suddenly plays with confidence and rhythm. In those moments, coaching feels less like stress and more like creation. You are not just watching football, you are shaping it. A system that once existed only on a whiteboard now exists on the pitch. Players understand each other, movements click into place, and for 90 minutes, the chaos becomes something beautiful. Those moments are rare, but they are powerful enough to keep coaches coming back. Even after sackings, even after criticism, even after seasons that felt impossible. Because football coaching is a strange profession. It's exhausting, it's unpredictable, it's brutally unfair. But when the plan works, when the team moves exactly the way you imagine, it might also be the most satisfying job in the entire sport, which explains the greatest mystery in football. Coaches know exactly how painful the job is, and they still choose to stand on the touchline every weekend anyway.